when I realized I have the ability to speak, to interact with people, to encourage people, it was on an average basis. It was on a conversation basis. It was on a situation where people can come to me and I can give them advice and they'll be really happy and they'll put that advice to practice and it would work for them. But as I grew in that ability, I recognized that it is a special ability that I have. And if I can develop that ability, I can actually make myself, or I can make something of it, and maybe I can find myself in it. I never really think it was part of my purpose. I never thought that this would be a journey that I do in my life. But I do recognize that I wanted to develop that speaking ability in me to see where it takes me. And at that moment, I really didn't think that, there's this thing called personal development. I was just after, people that are speakers. I was listening to the way they speak. I was listening to the way that, they articulate things and bring things across. And I was just fascinated by that. So in that, for me, it triggered the growth in who I intended to be at that time. And I didn't even know where it was going to land me, but I just knew that, listen, I have this ability and, let me just see where this is going. Let me be intentional about my advices. Okay. Let me be intentional about my encouragement. Let me be intentional about motivating. Let me be intentional about, allowing people to find wisdom through me. And that really helped me, because that for me was the first choice or decision that I made in terms of me becoming better. And that required a version of me that was at that time not really birthed, but I had to go through a process where I had to learn discipline. I had to learn, how to communicate with people. I had to learn how to connect with people. And that is the process of personal development that I just had to go through just on a general basis. It had nothing to do with my spiritual life, my physical life. It was just me saying, I recognize this about myself and I feel like I'm more comfortable here. Give me a stage and I'm more comfortable, And that's where I decided to just let me pursue that and see where it will land me. So most of the time, we fail to become better in the gifts that we have because we first analyze the situations around us, we analyze the environments around us, and we're trying to think, oh, but who's going to want, to hear about what I have? Who's going to want to be part of what I think would work? So you stay with your ideas, you stay with your abilities because you are scouting around the people that you think should approve you. When God gave you that gift, he did not consult with them whether they approved you or not. And the Bible says your gift will make room for you. So which means that gift has an audience that doesn't necessarily have to appeal to the people that are around you, but it will connect to the people that God has placed to connect with you for that ability. So you have to first look at yourself and look at where you are in your life and where you want to be, and decide, what journey am I going to take to get there? Do I even want to take that, or I'm okay with being where I am?